My child, I have seen the tears you tried to hide. I saw them when you turned your face away so no one would ask what was wrong. I saw them when you wiped your eyes quickly before opening the door, answering the phone, going back to work, or smiling at the people who needed you. I saw the tears that fell in silence, the tears that never reached your cheeks, the tears that stayed trapped inside your chest because you had no strength left to explain your pain. Not one of them was invisible to me. Beloved, do not believe that your sorrow has been forgotten simply because people did not notice it. Many passed by you and saw only the outside. They saw your routine, your responsibilities, your quiet endurance, your polite answers, your tired smile. They did not see the ache beneath it all. They did not hear the prayer you whispered when the room was empty. They did not know how many times your heart said, "Father, I cannot carry this anymore," but I heard you. I was near. There are tears you cried because you felt alone. You looked around and wondered why no one truly understood the weight inside you. Even when people were near, your soul still felt far from comfort. You wanted someone to ask deeply, to stay patiently, to listen without judgment, to hold your pain without rushing to fix it. When that did not happen, you learned to suffer quietly. My child, I am the Father who does not grow tired of your sorrow. I am the one who stays when everyone else has gone. Sometimes you cried because life became heavier than you expected. You tried to be strong, but the bills kept coming. The responsibilities kept growing. The body kept aching. The relationships kept changing. And the future remained unclear. You carried one burden, then another, until your heart began to bend under the weight. I saw you still trying. I saw the courage it took to continue. I saw the moments when you wanted to give up, but chose to breathe again. Tonight, I speak gently to the part of you that believes tears are weakness. Your tears do not disgust me. Your tears do not disappoint me. Your tears do not make me turn away. They are the language of a heart that has been wounded and still longs for love. They are the honest cry of a soul that has reached the edge of its own strength. I do not reject that cry. I receive it. Listen to my word. Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted. Let this promise rest upon the places where grief has exhausted you. I did not say that those who mourn are forgotten. I did not say that those who mourn are shameful. I said they shall be comforted. That comfort is not empty. It is not cold. It is not distant. It is my presence drawing near to the brokenhearted and saying, "My child, I am here." Perhaps your tears came from a loss you still cannot fully accept. Someone left. Someone died. Someone changed. Something you loved disappeared from your life. And even though time moved forward, your heart stayed behind in the place where the pain began. Other people may think you should already be fine, but grief does not always follow the schedule people expect. I know the depth of what you lost. I know why certain days still hurt. I know why certain memories still open the wound. At times, you cried because someone wounded you with words. A sentence spoken carelessly may have stayed in your mind for years. A rejection may have made you question your worth. A betrayal may have made trust feel dangerous. A silence may have hurt more deeply than an argument. My child, I know every word that pierced you. I know every moment when you pretended it did not matter while your heart was bleeding quietly. Other tears came from disappointment with yourself. You remembered decisions you wish you had made differently. You thought about the person you hoped to become and felt sorrow over the distance between that hope and your reality. You judged yourself harshly. You called yourself weak, foolish, late, broken, or impossible to change. But I do not look at you with the cruelty you sometimes use against yourself. I look at you with truth and mercy. I see what needs healing. And I also see the child I still love. Maybe you cried because you prayed and the answer did not come when you expected. Waiting became painful. Silence became confusing. You wondered whether your prayer was too small, too late, too imperfect, or too weak. My beloved, I do not measure your prayer by the beauty of your words. I hear the ache beneath them. I hear the faith that trembles. I hear the hope that is tired but still reaching for me. Your prayer has not been lost. There are hidden tears connected to fear. Fear of tomorrow, fear of illness, fear of losing someone, fear of failing again, fear of being abandoned, fear of never escaping the situation that has drained you for so long. Fear can make the heart feel trapped inside a room with no window. But I am greater than the fear that surrounds you. I can enter the room where panic has locked the door. I can speak peace where anxiety has been loud. Gently, I ask you to stop apologizing for needing comfort. You have been strong for many people, but strength does not mean never crying. You have helped others, but that does not mean you never need to be helped. You have prayed for others, but that does not mean your own heart has no wounds. Come to me without embarrassment. Let me hold what you have hidden. Let me touch the sorrow you were afraid to name. In the quiet place where you feel most fragile, I am not far away. I am not waiting for you to clean up your emotions before I come near. I am not asking you to silence your tears before entering my presence. Bring the broken places. Bring the exhausted places. Bring the part of you that does not know how to hope anymore. I am not afraid of the truth inside you. I am the one who can heal it. Many people see tears as interruption, but I see them as invitation. They invite truth to rise. They reveal what the soul can no longer bury. They show where love has been wounded, where fear has become heavy, where hope needs to be restored. When you cry before me, you are not falling apart beyond repair. You are allowing what was hidden to come into the light of my mercy. Do not think your tears must be dramatic to matter. A quiet tear matters. A tear held back matters. A trembling breath matters. A moment when your eyes fill but you keep walking matters. I see the small griefs as well as the great ones. I see the daily ache, the silent loneliness, the private pressure, the tired faith, the hidden questions. Nothing about your suffering is too small for my love. Some tears are connected to family pain. You worry about your children, your parents, your spouse, your siblings, or someone you love who seems far from peace. You carry their choices in your chest. You think about them in the night. You wonder how to help, how to reach them, how to protect them, how to keep loving when your heart is tired. My child, I see those tears too. Place them before me. I can reach where you cannot reach. I can speak where your words cannot enter. There are tears born from poverty and pressure. You have wondered how to provide, how to continue, how to face another need when your strength feels small. You may have felt ashamed for needing help or afraid that tomorrow would demand more than you could give. I know the humiliation that lack can bring. I know the stress of counting what is not enough. Bring that fear to me. Your worth is not measured by what you possess. Your life is not outside my care. If your tears come from illness or weakness, I am near there also. I see the pain others cannot feel, the fatigue others cannot measure, the fear that rises before appointments, the uncertainty that follows symptoms, the loneliness of living inside a body that does not feel as strong as before. I do not despise your body. I do not ignore your suffering. Bring your body, your mind, and your fear into my hands. I will be with you in every hour. Sometimes you cry because your soul feels spiritually dry. You remember seasons when prayer felt easier, when hope felt warmer, when faith seemed more alive. Now you may feel distant, tired, or empty. Do not assume that dryness means I have left you. Sometimes the soul becomes quiet because it has carried too much. Sometimes faith feels small because grief has pressed against it for so long. Stay near me. Even a weak prayer can become a path back to light. Today, I am not asking you to hide your tears. I am asking you to give them to me. Say, Father, I give you the tears I understand and the tears I cannot explain. I give you the sorrow I show and the sorrow I hide. I give you the grief, the fear, the disappointment, the loneliness, and the pain I have carried alone. Hold me where I am weak. Comfort me where I am wounded. Teach me to trust your love again. Let that prayer rise from the deepest place within you. Do not polish it. Do not force it to sound perfect. A prayer spoken through tears is precious when it is honest. I am not looking for performance. I am looking for your heart. If all you can say is, "Father, help me," then say it. If all you can do is sit in silence before me, sit there. I know how to hear the prayer that has no words. My beloved child, your tears are not the end of your story. They are part of the place where I am meeting you. They are not proof that you are abandoned. They are proof that your heart is still alive, still longing, still capable of being healed. Darkness wants you to believe that crying means defeat. I tell you that tears brought into my presence can become the beginning of restoration. Soon, you may need to stand again, speak again, work again, serve again, and face the day again. But before you do, let me comfort you here. Let my peace enter the place where sorrow has been loud. Let my love answer the lie that you are alone. Let my mercy cover the memories that still ache. Let my presence become stronger than the loneliness that has followed you. So come close, my child. I have seen the tears you tried to hide. I have heard the cry beneath your silence. I have watched the battles no one else noticed. I have stayed near through the nights you thought you were forgotten. Pray this prayer today, not because I need to be reminded of your pain, but because your heart needs to remember that it is safe in my hands. I see you, I hear you, I love you, and I am drawing near to comfort you now. My beloved child, do not be ashamed because your heart hurts. Do not lower your eyes before me as though your tears have made you less faithful, less worthy, or less loved. Pain is not proof that you have failed. Weariness is not proof that you have been abandoned. Sorrow is not proof that your faith has disappeared. You are human, fragile, wounded by many things, and still deeply precious to me. Tenderly, I want you to stop judging yourself for needing comfort. You have told yourself many times that you should be stronger by now, that you should not still be affected, that you should have already moved on, that other people suffer more, that your tears are too much. But I do not speak to you that way. I do not stand above you with impatience. I come close as the Father who understands the weight your soul has been carrying. Sometimes you think strength means never crying. You imagine that a strong person keeps moving without trembling, smiles without breaking, prays without doubt, serves without exhaustion, and rises every morning without fear. My child, that is not the whole truth. True strength is not the absence of pain. True strength is bringing your pain into my presence instead of letting it become a prison. True strength is whispering my name when your heart has no beautiful words left. There were days when you kept going because others needed you. You swallowed your sadness, answered kindly, completed your responsibilities, and carried burdens quietly so no one would worry. From the outside, you looked composed. Inside, you felt like you were holding back a storm. I saw the storm. I saw the effort it took to keep standing. I saw the love beneath your endurance, and I do not call it small. At times, your pain has made you feel guilty. You wondered whether sadness meant you did not trust me enough. You wondered whether anxiety meant you had disappointed me. You wondered whether grief meant you were resisting my will. Listen to me gently. Bringing sorrow to me is not rebellion. Asking for help is not faithlessness. Mourning what hurt you does not mean you have rejected hope. It means your heart is honest enough to admit where it needs healing. Remember what I spoke to those who are weak and burdened. My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Let this word enter the places where you have been harsh with yourself. Your weakness does not frighten me. Your weakness does not repel me. Your weakness can become the very place where my grace rests upon you. When your strength ends, my love does not end. When your courage feels small, my mercy remains strong. Perhaps someone once made you feel ashamed for being sensitive. They told you to stop crying, stop feeling, stop remembering. Stop talking about what hurt you. They acted as though your pain was an inconvenience, so you learned to hide it. You became careful with your tears, careful with your needs, careful with your voice. My child, I am not like those who dismissed your heart. I created your heart, and I know how deeply it can feel. There is no shame in having a tender soul. Tenderness can be wounded, but it can also love deeply. Tenderness can cry, but it can also show mercy. Tenderness can be overwhelmed, but it can also become a place where compassion grows. Do not curse the softness I can heal and use. Let me protect it with wisdom, not bury it beneath fear. Let me teach you how to feel without being ruled by pain, and how to love without losing yourself. Maybe your pain comes from trying to be everything for everyone. You have been the listener, the helper, the provider, the peacekeeper, the one who forgives, the one who understands, the one who stays. Yet inside, you have asked, "Who will hold me?" I have heard that question. I am holding you now. You are not only valuable when you are useful to others, you are valuable because you are my child. Often, the soul becomes tired after carrying invisible pressure for too long. Financial worry, family conflict, illness, loneliness, regret, and uncertainty can pile upon one another until even small tasks feel heavy. You may look at yourself and think, "Why am I so exhausted?" But I know the reason. You have carried more than your body shows. You have fought battles that never appeared in public. You have survived days that demanded more from you than others realized. Do not compare your pain with another person's pain as though only the greatest wound deserves comfort. My compassion is not limited. I do not say, "This person suffers more, so your tears do not matter." I see each heart in truth. I know what has shaped you, what has weakened you, what has frightened you, and what has taken strength from you. If it hurts you, bring it to me. If it weighs on you, place it in my hands. Some wounds are quiet because they have lasted so long. They no longer arrive like a sudden storm. They remain like a dull ache beneath everything. A relationship that never healed. A dream that faded slowly. A fear that became familiar. A grief that visits without warning. A disappointment you rarely mention because you are tired of explaining it. My child, long-lasting pain is still pain. I see what time has not erased. When your heart feels broken, do not think you are less loved. Brokenness does not disqualify you from my presence. I came near to the sick, the weary, the sinner, the rejected, the grieving, and the forgotten. I did not avoid wounded people. I touched them, called them, healed them, forgave them, and restored dignity to them. I am still the same. Bring me the broken places without fear. There may be anger mixed with your pain. You may be angry at what happened, angry at what was lost, angry at someone who hurt you, angry at yourself, or even confused before me because you do not understand why things unfolded this way. Do not hide behind false calm. Bring the anger honestly, but do not let it become your master. In my presence, anger can be purified into truth, courage, and wisdom. Away from me, it can become bitterness. Sometimes pain makes prayer difficult. You want to pray, but your words feel heavy. You want to believe, but your heart feels tired. You want to trust, but disappointment stands near the door. My beloved, I do not demand a perfect prayer from a wounded soul. Sit with me. Breathe in my presence. Say only what you can say. Even silence can become prayer when it is offered to me with trust. If your tears come from depression, emptiness, or a heaviness you cannot explain, I am near to you there as well. Your life is not worthless because your emotions feel dark. Your future is not hopeless because joy feels far away today. Your soul is not a burden to me because it needs care. Let me meet you with gentleness. Let small prayers, wise help, safe support, and patient hope become steps toward light. Should illness or physical weakness be the source of your pain, Do not despise your body. It may feel fragile. It may frighten you. It may limit what you wish you could do. Yet even there, you remain loved. I see the appointments, the waiting, the symptoms, the fatigue, and the private fears. Ask me for healing. Ask me for strength. Ask me for peace. I will not abandon you in the vulnerability of your body. Pain can also come from love. You cry because someone you love is suffering, wandering, changing, or far away. You cry because you cannot fix them. You cry because your words do not seem to reach them. You cry because you fear losing them. My child, bring them to me. Your love is not weakness, but your anxiety cannot save them. Place the people you love in my hands, where mercy can reach beyond your limits. Another hidden sorrow may be the feeling that your life has not become what you hoped. You expected more peace by now, more stability, more healing, more joy, more fruit. Instead, you find yourself still waiting, still rebuilding, still praying over the same wounds. Do not call your life a failure because it is still in process. I do not despise unfinished stories. I am patient with what I am restoring. Let me speak to the part of you that has been embarrassed by tears. You are not weak because you feel deeply. You are not weak because disappointment hurt you. You are not weak because loss changed you. You are not weak because you need time to heal. You are not weak because you still ask for comfort. A heart that can still come to me through pain is not dead. It is alive, and I am drawing it closer. Today, I want you to pray with honesty. Father, I give you the pain I have been ashamed to show. I give you the tears I thought made me weak. I give you the weariness behind my smile and the heaviness I carried in silence. Teach me to see my weakness through your mercy. Hold me where I am fragile, and let your strength rise within me. Allow that prayer to settle into you slowly. Do not rush to become strong again before receiving comfort. Let yourself be held. Let yourself be seen. Let yourself be a child before me, not a servant trying to prove usefulness, not a warrior pretending never to bleed, not a wounded soul hiding behind a mask. Just my child, just loved, just safe in my presence. My beloved, I will not use your pain to humiliate you. I will not expose your tears to shame you. I will not call you weak because your soul has been wounded. I will meet you in the pain, and from there, I will begin to strengthen what has been trembling. I will bring mercy into memories, peace into fear, patience into healing, and hope into the places where despair has spoken too loudly. So do not run from me when you are hurting. Come closer. Do not silence your tears because you think I only welcome the joyful. Come closer. Do not believe that your sadness makes you unworthy of my voice. Come closer. Do not wait until you feel brave before you pray. Come closer. I am the Father who receives the fragile, the weary, the wounded, and the child who does not know how to stand alone anymore. Your pain does not make you weak before me. It reveals where you need my love, my healing, my strength, and my presence. Bring it today. Bring every tear, every ache, every hidden wound, every tired thought, every fear that has pressed on your chest. I will not turn away. I will not mock your need. I will not abandon you in the place where you feel broken. I am here, and my grace is enough for this moment. My child, today I ask you to bring me the burden that has crushed your spirit. Do not carry it one more step, as though you were created to survive under a weight that is slowly taking your peace, your breath, your sleep, and your hope. I have seen how long you have held it. I have seen how often you tried to smile while something inside you was bending. I have seen the moments when your hands kept working, but your soul whispered, I am tired. I cannot keep doing this alone. Come closer now. Place the burden before me. Beloved, some burdens are visible to others, but many are hidden beneath the surface. People may know you are busy, but they do not know how exhausted you are. They may know you have responsibilities, but they do not know how heavy those responsibilities feel at night. They may know you have problems, but they do not know the fear that rises when you imagine tomorrow. I know. I see the part of your life that no one claps for. No one understands fully. And no one helps you carry in the way you truly need. Perhaps fear has been crushing your spirit. Fear of losing someone. Fear of failing again. Fear of sickness. Fear of not having enough. Fear of being abandoned. Fear of disappointing people. Fear that the future will repeat the pain of the past. Fear can become a chain around the heart, making every step feel dangerous and every silence feel like a warning. My child, bring that fear to me. Do not let it sit inside you like a hidden ruler. I am greater than what frightens you. There is also the burden of family worry. You carry names in your heart all day. A child whose path concerns you. A parent whose health troubles you. A spouse whose distance hurts you. A sibling whose choices confuse you. A friend whose sadness you cannot fix. You think about them when you wake, when you work, when you eat, when you lie down, and when the room becomes quiet. Love has made your heart tender, but anxiety has made it heavy. Bring them to me, because I can reach where your hands cannot. Sometimes financial pressure becomes a weight that touches every part of life. Bills do not remain on paper, they enter the chest. Debt does not remain in numbers, it becomes stress in the mind. Lack does not remain in the wallet, it affects dignity, sleep, patience, and hope. You may have wondered how long you can continue, how much more you can stretch, how many times you can say, I will manage somehow. My beloved, I know your needs. Bring me the pressure without shame. Ask me for provision, wisdom, honest opportunity, and peace. Illness may be the burden that has pressed you down. A body in pain can make the soul weary. A diagnosis can make the future feel uncertain. Waiting for results can turn ordinary hours into long valleys. Fatigue can make prayer feel difficult, and fear can make the night feel longer. I see the weakness you do not know how to explain. I see the courage it takes to face another day inside a body that feels fragile. Bring me your body, your fear, your appointments, your symptoms, and your hope for healing. Loneliness can crush the spirit quietly. It does not always announce itself. It sits beside you in a room full of people. It follows you after conversations end. It becomes heavier when no one asks the deeper question, when no one notices the sadness behind your eyes, when no one stays long enough to hear the truth. My child, I am near to the lonely. I know the ache of wanting to be understood, chosen, remembered, and held. Bring me the loneliness you have hidden behind routine. Regret is another weight that can become unbearable. You remember what you said, what you did, what you failed to do, what you allowed, what you missed, what you cannot undo. The past returns like a voice accusing you in the quiet. It tells you that you ruined everything, that you are too late, that the story cannot be repaired. But I am the Father of mercy. If repentance is needed, come. If healing is needed, come. If wisdom is needed, come. Do not let regret become a prison when my mercy is calling you into light. A painful memory may still be pressing on you. Something happened long ago, yet it continues to shape how you trust, how you love, how you sleep, how you react, how you see yourself. You may have told yourself that it should not hurt anymore, but the wound still speaks. My child, time alone does not heal every place. Some wounds need my touch. Some memories need my truth. Some old rooms in the heart need my light to enter gently and patiently. Bring me the memory. I will not shame you for still hurting. Do not try to make your burden look smaller before offering it to me. Do not say, "It is nothing," when it has stolen your peace. Do not say, "I should be fine," when your heart is breaking. Do not say, "Others have worse," as though comparison could comfort your soul. I am not limited in compassion. I can care for another person's pain and still care fully for yours. If it has crushed your spirit, it matters to me. Right now, I invite you to pray honestly. Father, I bring you the burden that has crushed my spirit. I bring you my fear, my family worry, my financial pressure, my illness, my loneliness, my regret, and the memory that still hurts. I cannot carry this alone. Take what is too heavy for me. Hold what I cannot control, and teach my heart to rest in your love. Let these words come slowly. Do not speak them only with your mouth while your heart keeps gripping the burden. Open your hands before me, even if your heart trembles. Surrender may feel frightening when you have carried something for so long. The burden may have become familiar, almost like a part of you. But what is familiar is not always life-giving. You were not made to live crushed. You were made to live held by my love. My child, releasing a burden does not mean pretending it is not real. It means placing reality under my care. It does not mean ignoring the problem. It means refusing to let the problem become your God. It does not mean you will never need to act, plan, speak, work, forgive, seek help, or make a decision. It means you will no longer act from panic as though you are alone. You will move with me, under my wisdom, in my timing, with my strength. There are burdens you picked up because you thought love required it. You believed that if you worried enough, you were loving well. You believed that if you carried everyone's pain, you were being faithful. You believed that if you stayed tense, alert, and afraid, you were protecting what mattered. But worry is not the same as love. Anxiety is not the same as prayer. Carrying what belongs to me does not make you stronger. It makes you exhausted. Love deeply, but surrender deeply too. Another burden is the need to understand everything before you can rest. You want to know why it happened, why it took so long, why someone changed, why the door closed, why the prayer seemed unanswered, why the pain lasted. Some answers may come, some may unfold slowly, some may remain beyond your understanding for now. But peace does not require complete explanation. Peace begins when your heart trusts my goodness, even while some questions remain unanswered. Maybe you have carried the burden of being responsible for other people's emotions. You try to keep everyone calm, keep everyone pleased, keep everyone from leaving, keep everyone from becoming angry, keep every conversation from breaking. My beloved, that is too heavy for you. You can love with patience, but you cannot be the keeper of every heart. You can speak gently, but you cannot control every reaction. You can be faithful, but you cannot become God for those around you. Guilt may have convinced you that you deserve to be crushed. It may say, you made mistakes, so you must carry this suffering without comfort. That is not my voice. If you have sinned, I call you to repentance and mercy, not endless self-punishment. If consequences remain, I will walk with you through them. If repair is needed, I will guide you. But do not confuse humility with hatred of yourself. My mercy lifts the repentant child and teaches them how to walk again. At times, you may feel crushed by the expectations of others. People expect you to answer quickly, serve constantly, stay available, remain cheerful, produce results, forgive instantly, understand everything, and never become tired. My child, you are not a machine. You are not infinite. You are not the source of everyone's peace. Learn to live under my approval rather than under the impossible demands of every voice around you. I will teach you holy boundaries without hardening your heart. If the burden is grief, let me sit with you there. Grief is not something you can simply command to disappear. It moves in waves. It touches certain days, certain songs, certain rooms, certain smells, certain memories. It may become quiet for a while, then return suddenly. Do not be ashamed. Bring the grief to me each time it rises. I am patient with mourning hearts. I do not rush the soul that has lost what it loved. Should the burden be spiritual dryness, bring that too. You may feel far from me, not because I am far, but because your heart has become exhausted under many weights. Prayer may feel difficult. Worship may feel distant. Hope may feel thin. Stay near me anyway. Let small prayers become enough for today. Let one honest sentence become the bridge. Say, Father, I am here. Even if I feel empty, I can meet you there. A burden becomes heavier when it remains unnamed. So name it before me. Say, this is fear. Say, this is grief. Say, this is shame. Say, this is loneliness. Say, this is resentment. Say, this is exhaustion. Say, this is worry for my family. Say, this is pressure about money. Naming the burden in my presence does not give it power. It brings it into the light where my mercy can touch it. Carefully notice what happens when you keep carrying what belongs to me. Your patience grows thin. Your prayers become anxious. Your words become sharper. Your sleep becomes restless. Your joy becomes distant. Your body becomes tense. Your hope becomes faint. This is not the life I desire for you. I want you to learn the holy rhythm of bringing, placing, trusting, receiving, and walking forward with me. Now pray again with surrender. Father, I place this burden in your hands. I do not deny the pain, but I refuse to carry it without you. Give me wisdom for what I must do, courage for what I must face, patience for what I must wait through, and peace for what I cannot control. Hold me today, and do not let this burden crush my spirit anymore. Let that prayer become a turning point inside you, not because every circumstance changes immediately, but because your posture changes. You are no longer standing alone beneath the weight. You are standing with the Father who sees, hears, carries, guides, and strengthens. The burden may still exist, but it does not have to rule your entire inner life. My presence can create space to breathe even before the answer arrives. There is tenderness in my hands, but there is also power. When you give me what is too heavy, I do not merely observe it. I know how to work. I can open a door. I can send help. I can soften a heart. I can give wisdom. I can strengthen your body. I can calm your mind. I can heal a memory. I can restore hope. I can carry you through a valley you thought would destroy you. Nothing you place in my hands is beyond my care. Perhaps you fear that if you release the burden, it means you no longer care. That is not true. Surrender is not indifference. Surrender is love purified from panic. It is concern transformed into prayer. It is responsibility placed under grace. It is trust saying, Father, I will do what you ask, but I will not pretend that everything depends on me. You can care deeply and rest deeply at the same time. My beloved, some burdens must be released daily. Do not be discouraged if the same fear returns tomorrow. Bring it again. Do not be ashamed if the same memory aches again. Bring it again. Do not condemn yourself if the same worry rises at night. Bring it again. Repeated surrender is not failure. It is training in trust. Each time you place the burden in my hands, your soul learns that my care is safer than your control. Today, let the burden become a place of meeting rather than a place of crushing. Where fear has pressed you down, meet my courage. Where grief has hollowed you out, meet my comfort. Where financial pressure has tightened your chest, meet my provision and wisdom. Where illness has weakened you, meet my nearness. Where loneliness has followed you, meet my presence. Where regret has accused you, meet my mercy. Where memory has wounded you, meet my healing light. So come now, my child, bring me what has been too heavy to carry. Bring me what you could not explain. Bring me what you hid behind a smile. Bring me the burden you feared would never lift. I will not turn away. I will not mock your weakness. I will not abandon you under the weight. Place it in my hands today, and let your spirit begin to breathe again. My beloved child, now come to me with an honest heart. Do not search for perfect words as though beautiful language could make me more willing to listen. Do not wait until your tears stop, your breathing becomes steady, or your thoughts become clear before you pray. I am not distant from the trembling soul. I am not offended by a voice that breaks. I am not disappointed when your prayer comes slowly, through pain, through silence, through weakness, or through tears. I am already near. And I am listening. Today, I ask you to stop hiding behind the prayers you think you are supposed to say. Speak to me from the place where you truly are. If you are afraid, tell me you are afraid. If you are tired, tell me you are tired. If you are confused, tell me you do not understand. If you are angry, bring that anger into my light. If you feel empty, offer me the emptiness. If your faith feels small, place that small faith in my hands. A prayer that is honest is more precious to me than many words spoken only from habit. Sometimes you have kept your deepest pain away from me because you thought it sounded too messy, too bitter, too weak, or too human. You tried to make your prayer sound calm while your soul was crying underneath. You tried to speak with confidence while fear was pressing against your chest. You tried to say, "I trust you," while another part of you whispered, "Father, I am struggling to trust. My child, bring me the whole truth. I do not ask for the polished version of your heart. I ask for the real one." There is a kind of prayer that opens the door to healing because it no longer pretends. It does not decorate the wound. It does not hide the fear. It does not deny the grief. It comes before me and says, "Father, this is where I hurt." That kind of prayer gives mercy a place to enter. It allows light to touch what darkness wanted to keep hidden. It allows your soul to breathe because it is no longer using all its strength to appear fine. Perhaps you do not know how to begin. Begin simply. Say, "Father, I am here." Let those words be enough for the first step. Then continue. If you can, I bring you my tears. I bring you my pain. I bring you the burden I cannot carry. I bring you the fear I cannot silence. I bring you the part of me that still feels broken. Do not hurry. Each sentence can become an offering. Each breath can become surrender. Each tear can become a prayer too deep for ordinary speech. Now pray with me from the center of your need. Father, I give you my tears, my pain, my fear, and my weakness. Hold me, heal me, guide me, and restore my hope. Let your mercy enter the place where I feel broken. Do not let sorrow become my home. Do not let fear become my master. Do not let shame silence my prayer. I place my heart in your hands today. Let these words move slowly through your spirit. Father, I give you my tears. That means you no longer need to hide them as though they are shameful. I receive every tear as something precious because it carries the truth of your heart. My child, your tears are not wasted when they are poured into my presence. They are not meaningless. They are not proof that you have failed. They are the cry of a soul reaching for the one who can comfort it. When you say, "I give you my pain," you are inviting me into the wound itself, not around it, not above it, not at a distance from it, into it. I do not heal only the surface of your life. I come to the places where the ache began, the memories that still sting, the disappointments that still echo, the losses that still feel fresh, and the loneliness that still follows you in quiet hours. Give me the pain without pretending it is smaller than it is. As you whisper, "I give you my fear," allow your hands to open. Fear has made you hold too tightly to what you cannot control. Fear has made tomorrow feel like an enemy. Fear has made you imagine endings that have not arrived. Fear has made your body tense and your thoughts restless. My child, give me the fear of sickness, the fear of lack, the fear of rejection, the fear of losing someone, the fear of failure, and the fear that your life will not change. I can hold all of it. When your prayer says, "I give you my weakness," do not speak with shame. Weakness brought to me can become a place where grace rests. You are not less loved because you are tired. You are not less precious because you need help. You are not less faithful because your heart trembles. I know your frame. I know how long you have been carrying pressure. I know what the years have taken from you. Bring me the weakness, and let me become strength within you. Hold me, heal me, guide me, and restore my hope. These words are not small, my child. When you ask me to hold you, you are admitting that you cannot remain standing by your own power alone. I will not shame you for that. A child belongs in the arms of the Father. When you ask me to heal you, you are opening wounds that may have been hidden for years. I will touch them with tenderness. When you ask me to guide you, you are choosing my wisdom over your confusion. When you ask me to restore your hope, you are allowing me to breathe life into the place where despair has been speaking. Let your mercy enter the place where I feel broken. This is a holy sentence. Many people invite me into the public rooms of their lives, but they keep the broken places locked away. They show me the prayers they are proud of, but not the memories that embarrass them. They bring me their needs, but not their shame. They ask for blessings, but hide the wound. My beloved, today I ask for the key to the broken place, not to punish you, but to restore you. Maybe the broken place is an old betrayal. Someone promised love and gave you pain. Someone said they would stay and walked away. Someone knew your vulnerability and used it carelessly. That wound may have made trust difficult. It may have taught your heart to expect abandonment. Bring it into the prayer. Say, Father, enter this memory. Heal what betrayal has taught me to fear. Teach me how to trust your love again. Perhaps the broken place is a failure you cannot forget. You made a decision that changed things. You spoke words that wounded someone. You delayed what should have been done. You returned to something you promised to leave. You look back and feel sorrow. My child, if repentance is needed, come with sincerity, but do not remain trapped under condemnation. Mercy does not deny truth. Mercy brings truth into the light and teaches the child how to rise. Another broken place may be your family. You love them, yet the relationships are complicated. There are silences, misunderstandings, wounds, distance, expectations, and fears. You may pray for them with tears because you do not know how to repair what has been damaged. Include them in your prayer today. Say, Father, I give you my family. Heal what I cannot heal. Reach where I cannot reach. Teach me to love with wisdom, patience, and truth. There may also be a broken place in your hope. You have waited so long that expecting good feels dangerous. You have been disappointed so often that your heart lowers its expectations before prayer even begins. You want to believe, but you fear the pain of another unanswered request. My child, I understand wounded hope. I do not force it open roughly. I breathe upon it gently. Bring me even the little hope you have left, and I will guard it. Pray again, slowly. Father, I give you my tears, my pain, my fear, and my weakness. Hold me, heal me, guide me, and restore my hope. Let your mercy enter the place where I feel broken. Do not let sorrow become my home. Do not let fear become my master. Do not let shame silence my prayer. I place my heart in your hands today. Do not let sorrow become my home. My child, sorrow may visit, but it was not created to own your entire life. Grief may sit with you for a season, but it must not become the throne of your heart. Pain may explain part of your story, but it must not become your name. I know the tears have been many. I know the wound has been deep, yet I am able to plant hope even in soil watered by sorrow. Do not let fear become my master. Fear has tried to command your decisions, your relationships, your sleep, your words, and your imagination. It has told you to close your heart, expect the worst, distrust goodness, and protect yourself by panic. But fear is not your shepherd. I am. Fear cannot see what I see. Fear cannot give what I give. Fear cannot love you. Let fear step down, and let my peace rule in its place. Do not let shame silence my prayer. Shame tells you to stay away until you are better. Mercy tells you to come so you can be healed. Shame says you are too stained to speak to me. Mercy says my light is exactly where cleansing begins. Shame says your tears are embarrassing. Mercy says your tears are welcome. If shame has kept you silent, let this prayer break that silence today. Speak to me again. Come near again. Let your Father hear your voice again. I place my heart in your hands today. This is surrender. It is not a sentence of defeat. It is a sentence of trust. Your heart has been handled harshly by fear, by people, by memories, by disappointment, and sometimes by your own judgment. Place it now into my hands. My hands do not crush what is fragile. My hands do not throw away what is wounded. My hands know how to hold, heal, guide, and restore. There is no need to make your prayer sound dramatic. The power is not in emotional performance. The power is in sincere turning. If you cry, I receive the tears. If you speak calmly, I receive the words. If you can barely whisper, I receive the whisper. If you can only sit in silence and offer me your heart without language, I receive that too. I know what your soul means, even when your mouth cannot form the sentence. Sometimes after you pray, you may expect everything to change instantly. At times, I do work suddenly, but often, the first change is quiet. A little breathing room inside your chest, a small softening where bitterness had gathered, a moment of calm where panic had been loud, a willingness to rest, a desire to pray again, a sense that you are not alone. Do not despise these beginnings. Healing often starts like dawn, not lightning. If the pain remains after the prayer, do not think I did not hear you. A wound that has lived in the soul for years may need repeated visits from mercy. A burden carried for a long time may loosen in stages. A fear learned through suffering may need patient truth. Keep coming. Keep praying. Keep placing your heart in my hands. I am not tired of your repeated need. Every sincere return is precious to me. Today, let honesty become your path to peace. Do not pretend in my presence. Do not use religious words to hide the truth. Do not say you are fine if you are breaking. Do not say you have surrendered if your hands are still tightly closed. Tell me where you are. I can work with truth. I can heal what is brought into light. I can comfort what is no longer hidden. My beloved child, this prayer is not only for one moment. Carry it through the day. When fear rises, pray it again. When tears return, pray it again. When weakness makes you feel ashamed, pray it again. When sorrow tries to become your home, pray it again. When you feel broken in a place no one understands, pray it again. Let the prayer become a bridge between your pain and my presence. Before you continue, pause and breathe with me. You have given me your tears. You have given me your pain. You have given me your fear. You have given me your weakness. Now, receive what I give: comfort for the wound, strength for the day, mercy for the past, light for the next step, and hope for the places that felt empty. You do not have to earn these gifts. You receive them because you are loved. So pray with an honest heart, my child, not a perfect heart, not a fearless heart, not a heart that has everything understood. An honest heart, a heart that says, Father, here is my truth. Here is my pain. Here is my need. Here is my weakness. Here is my hope, even if it is small. I will not turn away from such a heart. I will draw near, and where my mercy enters, darkness begins to lose its hold. My child, there are wounds inside you that no one else can see, but I see them clearly. I see the grief beneath your silence, the fear beneath your smile, the exhaustion beneath your daily strength, and the memories you try to keep hidden because speaking of them feels too painful. People may notice when you are quiet, but they may not understand why. They may see that you are tired. but they may not know the long road your soul has walked. I know every hidden place. And I am healing what no human eye can measure. Beloved, some wounds are too deep for ordinary words. You have tried to explain them before, but the explanation felt small compared with the pain. You have searched for language, but the ache inside you was larger than any sentence you could form. So you learned to keep certain things between your heart and the night. You told yourself that silence was easier. Yet nothing hidden from people is hidden from me. I understand the wound even when you cannot describe it. There are places in you that still react before you know why. A certain voice, a certain look, a certain memory, a certain kind of silence can touch an old wound, and suddenly your heart feels unsafe again. Others may think you're overreacting, but I know the history behind your reaction. I know what happened to teach your soul fear. I know what disappointment made you expect. I know where trust was broken. I do not come to judge the wounded place. I come to heal it. Sometimes you have wondered why healing has taken so long. You prayed, cried, forgave as much as you could, tried to move forward, and still something inside you remained tender. My child, deep healing is not always quick. Some wounds were formed over years. Some fears were learned through repeated pain. Some memories became roots beneath your reactions. I am not slow because I am careless. I am patient because I am gentle. I do not tear open what must be restored with tenderness. In the hidden room of your heart, there may be grief that others have forgotten. People moved on. Life continued. Responsibilities returned, but your soul still carries the absence. A person, a season, a dream, a relationship, a home, a childhood, an opportunity, or a version of yourself may have been lost. The world may not pause for that grief anymore, but I do. I enter the place where loss still echoes, and I sit with you there until sorrow no longer has the power to define your whole life. Another invisible wound may be fear that grew quietly after many disappointments. You learned to expect bad news before good news could arrive. You learned to lower your hopes so the fall would not feel as painful. You learned to stay guarded because joy felt too fragile. My child, I see how fear trained your heart. I also know how to retrain it through love. I will not force hope upon you harshly. I will help it rise gently, like a small flame protected from the wind. Perhaps shame has hidden in a place you rarely allow anyone to touch. It may be shame from choices you regret, shame from words spoken over you, shame from being rejected, shame from poverty, shame from illness, shame from needing help, or shame from wounds that were never your fault. Shame makes the soul lower its eyes. It whispers that you are less worthy of love, but I am entering that place with mercy. I am lifting your face again. I am teaching you that what happened to you, or what you have repented of, does not have the authority to erase your dignity before me. Quietly, I am healing the exhaustion beneath your strength. You have been strong in ways people praised, but sometimes they did not notice that your strength was costing you peace. You carried others while needing to be carried. You listened while needing to be heard. You gave while feeling empty. You endured while longing for someone to say, "You do not have to hold everything alone." I say it now, my child, you do not have to hold everything alone. Let me restore the places where constant strength became hidden fatigue. There is a wound that comes from being misunderstood. You tried to explain your heart, but someone heard only part of the truth. You needed compassion, but received judgment. You needed patience, but received pressure. You needed listening, but received correction before comfort. That pain can make the soul withdraw. It can make you afraid to speak honestly again. I see the words you swallowed. I see the defense you never gave. I see the tears that came after the conversation ended. I am healing even that. At times, I heal by bringing truth into memories that have been ruled by lies. A painful memory may have told you, you were worthless. My truth says, you were wounded. but never worthless. A rejection may have told you, you are impossible to love. My truth says, human failure did not cancel my love. A failure may have told you, you are finished. My truth says, grace can begin again. Let my truth enter where memory has been speaking without mercy. Maybe you carry invisible wounds from family, a childhood word that still follows you, a parent's distance, a lack of tenderness, a home where fear was normal, a place where love was present but not always safe, a history of silence, anger, comparison, neglect, or pressure. My child, I know the family story that shaped you. I know the patterns you inherited and the pain you never chose. I am not only healing one wound, I am teaching you a new way to live beyond old patterns. If betrayal wounded you, I am healing the place where trust became frightening. Betrayal can make the heart watch every door, question every promise, and expect every closeness to end in pain. You may want love, but fear what love might cost. You may desire friendship, but brace yourself for abandonment. You may long for peace, but remain prepared for conflict. I will not shame you for guarding yourself after being hurt. I will teach you wisdom without fear and openness without foolishness. When loneliness becomes an invisible wound, it can make the soul feel unwanted even in a crowd. You may speak with people and still feel unknown. You may be surrounded by noise and still feel forgotten. You may wonder whether anyone would notice the deeper sadness if you stopped pretending. I notice, my beloved, I am near in the quiet ache of being unseen. I am healing the place where loneliness has told you that you are unchosen. Some wounds hide inside the body. Stress, grief, fear, and long sorrow can leave traces in your breath, your sleep, your appetite, your shoulders, your stomach, your energy, and your ability to rest. I made you body and soul together. I know how the hidden pain has affected your whole being. Let me bring peace not only to your thoughts, but also to the places where your body has been carrying the burden. Breathe slowly. Receive my care. You are safe with me in this moment. Do not be discouraged if healing feels like layers. One day you feel lighter, and another day an old ache returns. One prayer brings peace, then one memory stirs tears again. This does not mean healing has failed. It means I am touching deeper places in the right time. Trust the process of my mercy. I know which wound to touch first, which truth you are ready to receive, which burden must be lifted gently, and which place needs more patience. Often, I heal through light, not the harsh light of exposure that humiliates, but the holy light that reveals with love. I may show you where fear began. I may show you what lie you believed. I may show you why certain reactions are connected to old pain. I may show you where forgiveness is needed, where boundaries are needed, where rest is needed, where repentance is needed. Receive this light as mercy. What I reveal, I desire to heal. There are moments when I heal through tears. You may cry again over something you thought was finished, and you may wonder why the tears returned. Sometimes tears are not proof that the wound is reopening. Sometimes they are the cleansing of what was trapped for too long. Let them come in my presence. Do not be ashamed. Tears offered to me can become water over dry ground. They can soften what pain hardened. They can make room for comfort. In other moments, healing arrives as a quiet release. You think of what happened, and the same sharpness is not there. You remember the person, and hatred feels less powerful. You face the day, and fear does not command you as strongly. You hear an old sentence, and it no longer defines you. These small signs are sacred. Do not dismiss them because they are gentle. My work is often deep even when it is quiet. My child, I am healing the fear beneath your smile. You have smiled many times while wondering whether everything would collapse. You have laughed while anxiety sat beneath the surface. You have appeared calm while your mind was full of questions. I do not despise your effort to continue, But I want more for you than survival behind a smile. I want peace that reaches beneath the expression on your face and settles into the roots of your heart. I am also healing the grief beneath your silence. Silence has protected you, but it has also imprisoned some of your pain. You did not speak because you feared judgment, rejection, misunderstanding, or the exhaustion of explaining again. Now I invite you to speak to me. Tell me what you could not tell others. Tell me what still hurts. Tell me what you miss. Tell me what you fear. Your voice is safe in my presence. Tenderly, I am healing the exhaustion beneath your daily strength. You do not have to earn my care by doing more. You do not have to prove your value through constant service. You do not have to keep carrying what is breaking you in order to be called faithful. Let me teach you rest without guilt. Let me teach you dependence without shame. Let me teach you that being held by me is not a failure of strength, but the beginning of true strength. Today, pray from the place no one else sees. Father, heal what is hidden in me. Heal the grief beneath my silence, the fear beneath my smile, and the exhaustion beneath my strength. Touch the memories I cannot explain, the wounds I cannot show, and the pain I have carried alone. Let your mercy reach the deepest place within me and restore what sorrow has broken. Let that prayer settle slowly. Do not rush the healing because you are tired of hurting. I understand the desire to be whole quickly, but allow me to move with wisdom. Let me remove the lies one by one. Let me soften the fear one layer at a time. Let me restore trust carefully. Let me rebuild hope in a way that can endure. I am not merely covering the wound, I am tending it. If others do not see your healing, do not be discouraged. The most important work often begins where no one applauds. A quieter mind, a softer heart, a less fearful reaction, a willingness to pray again, a night with more rest, a memory that hurts less, a small desire to hope. These are holy signs. Heaven sees them. I see them. The hidden work is still real. My beloved child, no invisible wound is invisible to me. No secret tear is meaningless. No private fear is too small. No old grief is too late for my touch. No exhaustion is too complicated for my care. I am healing what no one else can see because I love the parts of you that have never been fully understood. Bring them to me today, and let my mercy enter slowly, deeply, and faithfully. So remain close while I work within you. Do not hide the wound again. Do not call yourself foolish for still needing healing. Do not let shame close the door that mercy has opened. I have seen your tears, and I am not only watching them fall, I am answering them with my presence. I am healing the hidden places, restoring the silent places, strengthening the tired places, and teaching your heart that it is safe to be held by me. My beloved child, your tears are real, but they are not the final sentence over your life. The sorrow you have carried has spoken loudly, but it does not have the authority to write your ending. The night may have felt long, the waiting may have felt heavy, and the wound may have seemed deeper than your strength. Yet I am still present in your story. I have seen every tear, and I am not only the God who sees, I am the Father who restores, lifts, heals, and brings hope where despair thought it had won. Gently, I want you to understand that crying does not mean your life is falling beyond repair. Sometimes tears are the place where the heart finally stops pretending. Sometimes tears water the soil where new faith will grow. Sometimes tears wash away the words you never had the courage to speak. Sometimes tears become the first honest prayer after a long season of silence. Do not hate the tears that brought you back to me. I can use even sorrow as a doorway into deeper mercy. There were moments when you believed joy had left forever. You looked at your circumstances and thought, "This is how my life will always be." You looked at your pain and thought, "I will never feel whole again." You looked at your losses and thought, "Nothing beautiful can grow from here." My child, pain can make the future look like a continuation of the present, But I am not limited by what you feel today. I can bring morning after a night that seemed endless. Remember what I have spoken. Your sorrow will turn into joy. Let this word enter the place where grief has been sitting too long. I did not say sorrow is imaginary. I did not say sorrow is easy. I said sorrow can be turned. In my hands. What wounded you does not have to remain only a wound. What broke you does not have to remain only brokenness. What made you cry does not have to become the place where hope dies. I can turn what the enemy meant to crush into the very place where grace begins to rise. Perhaps you are still in the middle of the tears, and the idea of joy feels far away. I know. I am not asking you to force a smile or pretend the pain has already passed. I am not asking you to deny grief, hurry healing, or act as though your heart has no scars. I am asking you to leave room for my mercy. Leave room for the possibility that what you feel now is not all that will ever be. Leave room for the truth that I am still working even while you are still weeping. Sometimes the end of a season feels like the end of your entire story. A relationship ended, and you thought love itself had ended. A dream collapsed, and you thought purpose itself had disappeared. A door closed, and you thought the future itself had been sealed. A loss came, and you thought joy itself had been buried. My beloved, one chapter can be painful without being the whole book. One closed door can be real without closing every path before you. There is more ahead than your grief can currently imagine. Grief often narrows the vision of the heart. It makes the soul stare at what was lost until everything else becomes blurred. It says, "Only this pain is real. Yet my love is also real. My plans are also real. My power to restore is also real. My ability to comfort, rebuild, and guide is also real." The tears you cry today may be part of your story, but they are not the whole story. Look at the strength that has already carried you. You thought you could not survive certain nights, but you are still here. You thought one disappointment would destroy you, but you kept breathing. You thought loneliness would swallow you, but a small part of your heart still reaches for me. That remaining reach is not nothing. It is grace alive within you. It is evidence that sorrow has not conquered everything. It is a sign that my hand has been holding you even when you felt weak. Ed. At times, you may ask why I allowed you to walk through so many tears. Some answers are too deep for this moment, and I will not wound you with simple explanations for complex pain. But know this, I do not waste the tears you give me. I can use them to deepen compassion, soften pride, strengthen endurance, purify love, and open your eyes to others who suffer silently. Your pain will not be meaningless when it is placed in my hands. Maybe the tears came from betrayal, and now trust feels dangerous. I understand why your heart hesitates. Betrayal can make love feel like a risk too heavy to bear. Yet I can teach you a new kind of trust, one that is not naive, one that walks with wisdom, one that does not ignore truth, one that begins by resting in me before depending on any human heart. Your betrayal will not be the end of your capacity to love. I can heal trust without removing discernment. If your tears came from failure, do not let failure become your name. You may have fallen, chosen poorly, spoken wrongly, delayed obedience, or returned to something that harmed you. Bring it all into my mercy. A failure confessed and surrendered can become a place of humility, wisdom, and new beginnings. The enemy says, "You fell, so you are finished." I say, "Come home, rise again, and learn to walk in grace." When your tears come from waiting, remember that delay does not mean I have forgotten you. Waiting can feel like emptiness, but I may be preparing roots beneath the surface. I may be shaping strength, widening your heart, teaching discernment, protecting you from what you cannot see, or arranging what is not ready yet. Do not let the length of the waiting convince you that the story is over. A seed buried in darkness is not dead simply because it is hidden. Perhaps poverty or financial pressure has made you cry in secret. You have looked at what is needed and wondered how you would continue. You have felt the shame of lack, the fear of tomorrow, the exhaustion of stretching what is not enough. My child, lack is a season you may pass through, but it is not your identity. Ask me for wisdom. Ask me for provision. Ask me for open doors. Ask me for courage. I can guide you step by step through narrow places. Should illness be the source of your tears, I am near to that fragile place. Pain can make the future feel uncertain. Weakness can make hope feel thin. Medical questions can make the mind restless. Yet sickness does not remove you from my love. Your body may be weak, but your life remains precious. Your days are still seen by me. I can bring healing, strength, comfort, wise help, and peace. Even in the valley of weakness, I can remain close enough for your soul to breathe. Loneliness may have told you that your story is ending in emptiness. You may have watched others surrounded by love while you carried silence. You may have felt forgotten, unwanted, or too difficult to understand. My beloved, loneliness is painful, but it is not prophecy. It does not know what I can bring. It does not know the people I can send, the comfort I can give, the community I can form, or the deeper communion I can create between your heart and mine. You are not abandoned to emptiness. There are tears that fall because your family is wounded. You see division, distance, anger, illness, or spiritual confusion among those you love, and your heart breaks because you cannot fix everything. I know the names you carry. I know the prayers you whisper for them. I know the fear that rises when you imagine their future. Continue to place them in my hands. Your tears for your family are not wasted. They become prayers when offered to me with trust. Still, I ask you not to build your identity around sorrow. Do not introduce yourself inwardly as the one who always loses, always suffers, always waits, always cries, always gets overlooked. That is not the name I have given you. You are my child. You are beloved. You are being formed, healed, guided, and restored. Sorrow may have marked a season, but my love marks your life more deeply. One day, you may look back and see that you did not walk through the tears alone. You may see how I sustained you in hidden ways, how I protected you from bitterness, how I sent small lights into dark days, how I kept your heart from dying completely, how I used even weakness to teach you dependence. You may understand more later than you understand now. Until then, trust that I am with you inside the unfinished places. Hope may return quietly at first. It may not arrive as a great emotional wave. It may come as one peaceful breath. One morning when your heart feels a little less heavy. One conversation that reminds you kindness still exists. One prayer that feels sincere again. One small desire to keep going. One moment when the memory hurts less. Do not despise these beginnings. A small light in a dark room is still light. My child, allow me to turn your tears into compassion. Because you have cried, you can understand another crying soul. Because you have waited, you can be gentle with someone who is still waiting. Because you have felt unseen, you can notice those who are overlooked. Because you have needed mercy, you can offer mercy without pride. What hurt you does not have to make you hard. In my hands, it can make you tender, wise, and deeply loving. There is also a future courage being born in you. Tears may have softened you, but they do not have to leave you fragile forever. I can strengthen the places that have trembled. I can teach you to stand again, speak again, trust again, begin again, and pray again. Courage after sorrow is different from careless confidence. It is quieter, deeper, humbler, and rooted in the knowledge that your Father carried you when you could not carry yourself. Do not rush the transformation, but do not refuse it either. If I begin to bring joy, receive it without guilt. Sometimes wounded souls feel guilty when laughter returns, as though joy betrays what was lost. My child, Joy is not betrayal. Joy is a sign that life is still moving. Joy does not erase love. Joy does not deny grief. Joy shows that sorrow has not consumed the whole garden of your heart. If peace begins to enter, do not suspect it as something false. You have lived with tension for so long that calm may feel unfamiliar. Receive peace slowly. Let it settle. Let it teach your body and mind that not every moment must be spent preparing for pain. Let my presence become a safe place inside you. Let your soul learn that rest is not dangerous when it rests in me. Today, pray this with trust. Father, let my tears not be the end of my story. Turn my sorrow into hope, my wounds into wisdom, my waiting into strength, and my grief into a place where your mercy can begin something new. Help me believe that joy can return, peace can grow, and my life is still held in your love. Let that prayer become a seed in you. You may not feel all its fruit immediately, but plant it anyway. Plant it in the soil of your tired heart. Water it with small acts of trust. Protect it from the voice that says nothing will change. Bring it back to me each day. Over time, you may see hope rise where despair once sat. My beloved child, your tears have been seen, and they have been received. They will not be thrown away. They will not be mocked. They will not be forgotten. I can gather them into my mercy and use even your weeping as part of the road toward healing. The night has been long, but morning is not impossible. The wound has been deep, but healing is not beyond my reach. The story has been painful, but it is not finished. So do not let sorrow write the final page. Do not let despair hold the pen. Do not let fear decide what tomorrow can become. Place your story back into my hands. I am the Father who sees your tears and still speaks hope. I am the Savior who enters grief and brings life. I am the one who can begin again where you thought everything had ended. Your tears will not be the end of your story, because my love is still writing. My beloved child, after you have prayed through your tears, do not rise as though you are still unseen. Do not walk into this day as if your sorrow has fallen into emptiness or as if your voice has not reached my heart. I have seen you. I have heard you. I have received the burden you placed before me. Now I am calling you to stand, not because all pain has disappeared, but because my love is holding you even while healing continues. Today, let hope take one small step within you. It does not need to shout. It does not need to feel powerful. It does not need to erase every question at once. Hope can begin quietly, like a soft light entering a room after a long night. Hope may simply be the decision to breathe again, pray again, believe again, or take one faithful step even while your heart is still tender. I am not asking you to pretend you are untouched by sorrow. I am asking you to let my love be stronger than the sorrow. Perhaps you feel too tired to rise with confidence. You may say, Father, I have cried too much. I have waited too long. I have been disappointed too often. I do not know how to hope anymore. My child, bring even that confession to me. Hope does not begin by denying weariness. It begins when weariness leans into my arms. If all you can offer today is a trembling yes, give me that yes. I can work with what is small, fragile, and honest. There is a kind of rising that happens before circumstances change. Your body may rise from the bed, but I also want your spirit to rise from despair. Your feet may step into the day, but I also want your heart to step out of the lie that says you are abandoned. Your hands may return to work, responsibility, family, and ordinary tasks, but I want your soul to carry this truth beneath everything. The Father has seen my tears, and I am not alone. Listen now with tenderness. You do not need to feel fully healed before you move forward. Some wounds will still need time. Some memories will still need mercy. Some fears will still need truth repeated again and again. Healing can continue while you live. Restoration can grow while you take care of daily responsibilities. Peace can deepen while questions remain. Do not wait for a perfect emotional state before you trust me with this day. When you rise, do not pick up every burden you placed in my hands. Fear will try to hand them back to you. It will say, you still need to worry. You still need to control. You still need to replay the pain. You still need to prepare for disappointment. Answer gently, but firmly. I have given this to my Father. If the burden returns to your thoughts, bring it back to me again. Repeated surrender is not failure. It is the soul learning a new way to live. Let your first prayer today be simple. Father, I rise with hope in your love. I may still feel weak, but I am held by you. I may still have questions, but I trust your heart. I may still carry tender places, but I believe your mercy is healing me. Walk with me today. Guide my words, my thoughts, my steps, and my heart. Carry that prayer into the ordinary moments ahead. Say it while washing your face. Say it while opening the door. Say it while preparing food, going to work, caring for your family, sitting alone, or facing the responsibilities that wait for you. Let prayer become not only something you do in pain, but something that accompanies your healing. A heart that keeps turning toward me will not be swallowed by the darkness it has survived. Maybe tears will still come today. If they do not call the day a failure. Tears after prayer do not mean I did not comfort you. They may mean the wound is still being touched, the heart is still releasing, the soul is still learning to trust. Bring each tear to me again. Let every wave of sadness become another place of meeting. You are not starting over every time you cry. You are continuing the journey of healing with me. Choose to speak differently over your life. Do not say, nothing will change. Say, my Father is working, even where I cannot see. Do not say, I am alone. Say, the one who saw my tears walks with me. Do not say, I am too broken. Say, mercy is restoring me. Do not say, this sorrow will define me forever. Say, my story is still in God's hands. Words of faith help your heart remember what fear tries to erase. In conversations today, let my love steady you. If someone does not understand your pain, do not let their misunderstanding become another wound that controls you. If someone speaks carelessly, breathe before answering. If someone needs you, respond with wisdom, not with the exhaustion of trying to be everything for everyone. If you need space, ask for it gently. If you need help, receive it without shame. Hope also means learning to live with holy honesty. There may be a person you need to forgive, or at least begin releasing into my hands. I know forgiveness may feel difficult when the wound is deep. I am not asking you to pretend the pain did not matter. I am not asking you to deny truth, ignore boundaries, or excuse harm. I am asking you not to let bitterness become the chain that keeps you tied to the sorrow. Begin with this prayer. Father, I cannot forgive fully by myself, but I place this wound in your hands. Teach my heart freedom. One step at a time. If guilt still follows you, rise today under mercy. Do not keep punishing yourself after you have returned to me with sincerity. Learn what must be learned. Repair what can be repaired. Confess what must be confessed. But do not build your home in condemnation. My mercy does not call you forward, so shame can drag you backward. I am teaching you to walk humbly, not hopelessly. Should fear about the future press against your heart, remember that you only need grace for this step, not the whole year, not every possible outcome, not every imagined crisis. This step, this breath, this hour. I will be present in the next hour when you arrive there. I will be present in tomorrow before you reach it. You do not need to carry all future pain in advance. Walk with me now and let the future remain in my hands. Notice the small mercies today. A quiet moment, a kind word, strength to finish one task, a peaceful breath, a memory that hurts a little less, a chance to pray, a small sign of provision, a moment when you did not react the old way, a thought that turned toward hope instead of despair. These are not meaningless. They are little lights along the path, reminders that my love is still moving through your life. Do not despise small beginnings. You may want a sudden transformation, and sometimes I work suddenly, but often I rebuild gently. One step of courage, one honest prayer, one night of better rest, one conversation spoken with more peace, one choice not to return to despair, one decision to accept help, one act of gratitude. These small beginnings can become the path by which your soul learns to live again. For your body, choose gentleness today. Pain, grief, fear, and long stress can make the body weary. Do not hate your limits. Do not treat exhaustion as a personal failure. Rest when you can. Eat with gratitude. Breathe slowly. Seek wise care when you need it. Your body is not an enemy to punish. It is part of the life I am holding. Let hope include kindness toward the body that has carried you through difficult days. Around your family, let hope become patient love. You may not be able to fix everyone. You may not be able to change every heart. You may not be able to heal every wound in one conversation, but you can bless, pray, listen, speak truth gently, and refuse to let fear rule your responses. Place each loved one in my hands again. I know their hidden battles. I know the right door into each heart. Trust me where your reach ends. With your work and responsibilities, take the next faithful step. Do not allow sorrow to tell you that your effort is meaningless. Do not allow exhaustion to make you believe your life has no fruit. Offer me what you can do today. If it is small, offer it. If it is imperfect, offer it. If it is done through tears, offer it. Faithfulness in pain is precious before me, and I see what others may never notice. When loneliness rises, remember that being unseen by people is not the same as being forgotten by me. I know where you are. I know what today feels like inside you. I know the ache beneath your silence. Speak to me in that loneliness. Say, Father, sit with me here, then remain with me for a moment. Let my presence become the place where your soul remembers it is still loved. At some point today, you may feel the old heaviness returning. Do not be afraid of that moment. Pause. Place your hand over your heart if you need to. Whisper, Father, you saw my tears. Hold me again. This is not weakness. This is relationship. Children return to the Father many times, not because the Father is far away, but because love is meant to be lived moment by moment. Let gratitude become a quiet act of resistance against despair. Thank me for one thing, even if your heart is still hurting. Thank me for the breath in your lungs, the mercy that has not left, the strength that carried you this far, the light that still exists, the prayer that still rises, the possibility of healing, the truth that you are not alone. Gratitude does not erase pain. It places pain inside a larger truth. My goodness has not disappeared. If joy visits you unexpectedly, receive it without guilt. A smile does not betray your tears. A peaceful moment does not deny your grief. A small laughter does not mean you have forgotten what mattered. Joy can return gently, even while healing continues. Let it come. Let it remind you that sorrow is not the only voice allowed in your life. I can place joy beside memory, peace beside grief, and hope beside what still feels unfinished. Today, do not let the enemy turn your tears into shame. He may whisper, "You are weak. You are too emotional. You are a burden. You will never heal." Reject those lies. Your tears brought you into my presence. Your vulnerability opened a door to comfort. Your need made room for grace. A heart that cries before me is not rejected. It is held. There is courage waiting for you, but it may look quieter than you imagined. Courage may be answering one message you avoided. Courage may be stepping outside after days of heaviness. Courage may be asking for prayer. Courage may be setting a boundary. Courage may be forgiving one small piece of pain. Courage may be resting instead of pushing yourself into collapse. Courage may be saying, "Father, I will trust you for the next step." Allow this day to become a continuation of your prayer. Let your actions say, "I believe I have been seen." Let your words say, "I will not live under despair." Let your choices say, "My heart belongs to God." Let your rest say, "I trust the Father to hold what I cannot control." Let your hope say, "My tears are not the end." The prayer you spoke in private can become the way you walk in public. My beloved child, I am not asking you to rush past sorrow. I am inviting you to walk through it with me. I will not abandon you in the middle. I will not mock your slow healing. I will not grow tired when you need comfort again. Each step you take with me matters. Each breath of trust matters. Each return to prayer matters. Each refusal to surrender to despair matters. Rise today knowing that my love is not fragile. It does not disappear when your emotions change. It does not weaken when your faith trembles. It does not retreat when your tears return. My love remains steady over you. It is beneath you when you feel weak, before you when the path is unclear, behind you when the past still aches, around you when loneliness presses near, and within reach whenever you call my name. Before this message ends, pray once more. Father, I rise today with hope in your love. I give you my tears again. I give you my heart again. Lead me through this day with peace, courage, wisdom, and trust. Let my tears become surrender. Let my surrender become peace. And let my peace become courage. Remind me that I am seen, held, and loved by you. Let that prayer remain with you as you move forward. Carry it into the morning, the afternoon, and the evening. Carry it when you feel strong and when you feel fragile. Carry it when people understand and when they do not. Carry it when tears return and when peace begins to grow. It is a simple prayer, but it holds a deep truth. Your life is safe in my hands. So rise, my child. Rise slowly if you must. Rise with tears still drying on your face. Rise with a heart still healing. Rise with questions still unanswered. Rise not because sorrow has vanished, but because I am with you in the sorrow. Rise not because you are strong by yourself, but because my grace is sufficient for you. Rise not because the story is easy, but because the story is not over. I have seen your tears. I have heard your prayer. I know the burden, the wound, the fear, and the hope that still trembles within you. Walk today as one who has been seen by the Father. Let your tears become surrender. Let surrender become peace. Let peace become courage. I am with you today, my beloved, and I will not leave you.